Hey there guys, how are you today? What we're going to be doing is I'm going to show you how to take your tractor and synchronize it up with Maschine to be run as a step sequencer. But one of the biggest deals, I've done this before and I use my volume knob here and controlled everything. And so as much as I was able to play everything, because this ran out of the sound card of the S4 over here, the one thing I wasn't able to do is I had no control over it from the mixer, and I couldn't record it. So now I have this running through as a live input. So yeah, we get the live input. That's the machine running here. So anyways, let's get down to how you actually do this, and we'll stop this all for just a brief second. This might take a moment or two. I tried doing this video before, and it was like 20 minutes, and it was just, I don't know, it was a pain in the ass. So, let's try this now. So, you're going to go into Preferences. Gotta wait for this shit to open up. My stuff takes a while because, well, I think it's because of all the mappings I have, to be honest. And as you can see, deck C, it's got some meters going because Machine's running right now. So a couple of things you're going to want to do is go down to your controller manager. Well, first of all, sorry, go up to your MIDI clock here. Make sure that's checked off to set the MIDI clock out. You go down to your control manager, and this right here is, I named it, come on, focus, MIDI sync out, generic. So this is the out port goes to Maschine. The way to do that, you go add, new generic MIDI. I want to do that as no port because I don't want anything going in. It's just an out port, and the out is going to go to my Midi Yoke 1. So that's the other part of this. You need to go online, Google Midi Yoke, and it's a little free program that basically does like internal wiring from sound on your computer. You know, so you can basically you're sending a signal from Traktor over to Maschine. So as for Midi Yoke, there's another program called Virtual Audio Cable. That one there does cost some money. There's a cracked version out there. Whichever you use, this thing here seems to be working pretty good for me, so I have no problems with it. So yeah, then once you do that, you can go in there, you can edit the comment, and then you can change it and say, you know, call it the sync out, whatever you want to call that shit, right? So I'm just going to briefly delete this one because I don't need any duplicates of my shit because I already have it in there. And I think that's it for that part there. And it says it's not responding, but that's okay. So now when we head on over here to the machine, if I get my mouse going, and as you can see, we go up to File, we make sure Sync to External MIDI Clock is checked on. Now all of a sudden, it's following the clock of what we're going over here. Right now the master is the remix decks. So then we go up to, if I can find that mouse again, you want to go into the audio MIDI settings. This here, you want to have this set for Wasabi. And I know it sounds like a crazy name, but it's a Wasabi. What can I tell you? And the device you want to choose is going to be, mine is my USB sound device, which happens to be, if we come over here and I can move this thing up here, this is what we're talking about. This is what makes everything happen. This is a USB external sound card. It plugs into the laptop, and then from the line out, it goes line out and goes into my line input on my C deck. And I have that turned to live input. So that's how we're able to grab Maschine and run it into Traktor. And of course, by doing that, we can then run effects over top of that live input, and obviously, for the main reasons, we can record into Traktor as well too, so we can do everything all in one shot. This box here cost me, I don't know, I think about 25 bucks. It's that's the brand name, Sabrent or whatever. You know what I mean, any USB thing's going to work. As long as it's got a line output, which they all do, you should be alright. So, put that away. Let's get back over here. So this is what we tell that to do. For the routing, you want to make sure that your input on the Midi, sorry, we're over at the Midi, enter in for Midi Yoke 1, because that's the one that we had on the other end, have that turned on. The routing, obviously, you know what I mean, it's going to be line 1, line 2, exactly what you'd expect, nothing too crazy there. Now, the other thing that we need to do as well is we go up into File, once again, go into Preferences this time, and down here we have the Sync Offset Slave. So what this does is this kind of synchronizes the latency between the two programs essentially. So I had to move, this will start off down at 0. And let's just, okay, put it at, well, as close as I'm going to get right now. Okay, I'm not going to get any closer. Whatever. So it's at 3. What you want to do in Maschine is you want to go Shift, turn the metronome on. So I press OK, and forgive me here, we need to go back over to Traktor, put this thing up into full screen so I can see my, you want to click there to make the metronome. Here I'm going to hit play, and now we should have, I turn up my volume here, little drum beat. I'm going to hit mute. There's my metronome. You can hear that, guys. Now this is the tricky part. I can't do it exactly with one hand, but what you want to do is go in here, your metronome, turn on your tick, and then turn on the cue. So at that point there, you're going to take some headphones. Just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. So really, probably can't make that out. But the idea would be, turn your cue on for, this is your machine, right? So you want to listen to that through the headphones. You turn the cue on Traktor, and you can hear the metronome from both of them at the same time. And they're going to be like, bruh, bruh, bruh. They're going to be off a little bit. So the idea is, and let me give me 1 second. Okay, so we're back. You hear the metronome going. You then go into, come on mouse, never find this goddamn thing. Go into your preferences, and you're going to take that and you click with your mouse, you move up and down. And you move it until they sound perfectly aligned. I know mine was sitting at 52, and it sounded about perfect. I can now turn off my metronome. Let's pop in a little bass kick. Come over here, we've got that turned up. right now we're following the African drum stuff. So let's just throw in an African drum. It should be synced right up. And of course it is. Take over here, add in something else. And so that's pretty much how that all works. So now, of course, the best part about all this, for anyone who doesn't know, hasn't seen my other videos, it's my F1 in MIDI mode. There's a custom mapping from DJ Tech Tools. I tweaked it up a little bit. Check my other videos and you can see how that's all done. So of course, as we turn that stuff down, there's still machine going, but as you can see, I could record this if I wanted to. And yeah, that's kind of how you do it with a PC. There are better ways and probably easier ways on the Mac. I've seen a couple videos. I haven't done it myself. It has to do with using Soundflower, so if you have a Mac and you need that information, go look it up. As for us PC guys, well, that's it for now. Hopefully that was informative, and I can get this video up here and help you guys out. So, if you liked the video, do please subscribe. Check out the rest of my channel. There's a lot of goddamn videos, but there's a lot of information in there. Yeah, so, as you can see, it's 10:45 in the morning here in outside of the Toronto area in Canada. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, traktorguy@gmail.com. I usually respond to people at my earliest convenience, which is usually pretty damn quick. So, yeah, that's it for me. I'm tired. I'm going to go crash for a little bit longer because I've been up way too late. So guys, talk to you later and enjoy.